Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first addition to our Mitchell's Farm homesteading video series. And I wanted to basically document and follow along as we go and transform our land that is, in essence, a blank canvas into our forever home and altogether recreational heaven. So, thanks for tuning in, and let's go over some of the progress we've made so far. A lot went into starting up our little farm. In March, if not February, the farm went on the market uh, northeast of Union Star. It went up. We had been in the search of a piece of property for years, probably starting in 2020 when the pandemic was going on, off and on throughout the years up until the year 2026. So after it initially went up on the market, we contacted our realtor the day after, and we were set up to view the property the next day, which would only be day 2 of the property being on the market. So what ended up happening was we found out the next day that it was already under contract, and was just a typical amount of discouragement we were used to with the real estate market around this time. If you know, you know. Otherwise, it's hard to kind of explain how hit or miss it all was. So disappointment had set in and moved on, and we ended up getting to a point where we said, okay, well, we'll just keep praying about it and see where we end up. And wouldn't you know, our realtor got back a hold of us a couple weeks later and said, hey, that property's back on the market. And I said, all right, well, today's the day. Can we go see it? And we packed all the kids in the car, and we went on out there that afternoon. We'd kind of looked at a lot of the pictures and stuff prior to that day, so we knew kind of what we were getting into. But we went and walked the land to some degree. There were even pictures on a trail cam out there that I collected later of us viewing the land with the realtor. So it was kind of a cool thing. I don't have those for this slideshow, but we said this is it. Let's make an offer. So it was back on the market that day for the first time, and we made our offer, and there was a competitive offer in as well, and ours ended up winning for reasons I won't disclose in this video, but we got lucky and we got the deal. So that's how it all started. It is a 50-acre plot of land, and it was conjoined with another 40 to the east that was all part of the family's localized farm there. So it got divided when it was sold. It's really pretty easy to access, pretty convenient. It is 30 miles, or 30 minutes rather, from where we're located currently. So the drive out there is not terrible, but you get there eventually, and once you are there, you don't want to leave. I would like to add, prior to this purchase, we had lost my mother a couple years before that, and if it wasn't for her hard work and her dedication to her career throughout her life, and uh, the inheritance that I got and the hard work that we put into that afterward, this wouldn't have at all been possible, but it happened. So, if anyone was involved in helping me with my mother's estate, you know who you are, and thank you for helping make this all possible. After closing on the deal, It was April 7th, I want to say, 2026. We were anxious to get out and check out our purchase and really find out what it is we got into because we really didn't get an opportunity to do so beforehand. So it was still kind of dreary. Things were still kind of dead. Not a lot of leaves, but boy, it sure greened up fast. And we quickly realized the amount of mowing and demolition and things we needed to do to get that done. So, uh, it's been a lot of fun to maintain, actually, and I can't wait to look forward to getting to do all the trails through the timber because we haven't even got a chance to really get into that yet. Aside from the time we initially went out and walked them all mushroom hunting, which we didn't find the mushrooms yet, although they're out there. We do have a couple old structures on the property that we are in the works of tearing down. We have the old workshop, I want to call it, which had the really cool barn doors on there that I am preserving, along with a lot of the wood that I could successfully get off without snapping. I've got quite a few planks of that I'm saving, but it was an eyesore. It was a safety hazard, falling over. It was full of junk, so we have it almost all the way down now. The only thing I want to do is take off some remaining planks on one side, but we've gotten all the doors off and it's ready to have my pickup truck hooked to it and pull the thing over. There's also a little cellar that the inside of is actually in great shape. As soon as we could get it cleaned out, we will go ahead and refurbish it all in there and build another structure for the opening, basically right in place of where the one is that's currently there. But the inside of it is all like stone and uh, it looks serviceable basically. So we will have that as a storm shelter and may or may not influence whether or not we even need a basement on the house. If we got the storm shelter there and we can build outbuildings galore, I don't know that it'll be completely necessary, and concrete's not very cheap right now. So yeah, we eventually kind of took a survey of what all we have. There is also a little silo, a little green silo type of thing that we're using for dry storage. Luckily enough, we rented a trailer and cleared out most of the garbage that we could out of the workshop. And then we also bought our camper. So we are excited to get into all those things. Speaking of camping, we did try our hand at it once in a tent, but we had the most unholy looking cloud wall come in. It's up by King City and the wind was blowing. You know, usual camping luck. So we packed up that night and it didn't last. So most of our time has been spent in the whole demo section where we're trying to get the workshop moved off of the concrete slab so that we can actually park the camper there. It's shaded on both sides by trees. It's got the nice stable lifted up concrete slab, so it would be overall better place to park it. So it's been one of our primary missions, along with the cleanup and piling the wood up. We'll have a huge wood pile to eventually burn once we get all of that stuff demoed and out of the way. And I gotta wait for a nice wet rainy day, or the day after that is. But we have spent a little bit of time walking around, enjoying the land, checking out the pond. The boys enjoy it. Chris and I both enjoy it. The boys don't really know uh, what it's like to really, I guess, spend time out in nature like I did as a kid. So I want to make sure they have that opportunity. That being one of the whole main points here, and having a little pond to fish on. It needs a little bit of work done on it, but we'll get there. I'm actually trying to see about getting it kind of dug back out because it's been silted in from what I've been informed. So, kind of coming up with some creations, some ways to try and alleviate some of that, but who knows how well that'll work. Some of the trees and some of the sites on the land are just really amazing. There's a big old cottonwood we found. There's innumerable deer stands spread out. We just couldn't believe every time we turned a corner we'd find another one. And eventually found a big old maple tree down at the back corner that's split into 5 big old fingers. It's just absolutely insane. Soft maple. But we've had good times when it's been cool and nice weather, but not so great times when the weather's been hot or absolutely crazy. But we'll get there. The workshop's almost demoed, and I've been working a lot on the camper, which that is what I will go into next. Hello, everybody. Time for a quick farm update. Consider this episode 1 and what I plan to make a series on our growth and what do you want to say? Progress on making our little homestead. We have a spot here in northwest Missouri, and there's no house, but we'll build a house one day. So in the meantime, we're working on a camper here. So I was gonna go over the demo and rehab of that right quick. So pretty traditional setup. We just need something for my wife and I, and then our 3 kids. So bunk beds and spots to flop. So I've been working on taking the table out today and these benches, which, I don't understand why people need to use square square bit screws, but they continue to do so. So I'm gonna have to bring that bit out with me next time. We don't have sewer hookup for this necessarily. We could get some water to fill the tank with the water we have here that is supposedly turned on, but I've never got it to turn on. And what else? Electricity, I got Jackery that I think I'll probably need an extra battery, extend the capacity of it to make it a bigger power bank. That's it. Just had a lot of mouse damage in here. So this flooring's got to come up. This carpet, it's basically up, but it goes underneath of... Boy, it's hard to figure that out. Under here, which is a compartment that you can access from the outside with a couple little doors on each end. So I got to get that. Probably just slice it with a box cutter along the ridge there and do the same on the inside. And then I can just pull it up because it's not fastened down in there like it was in the camper. And then I get to pull up fun linoleum. I'm debating on just knocking this wall out. Flimsy little like 1x here. And probably just cut it at the seam all the way down. I'm about to do that here in a minute actually. The only purpose that serves is like a little divider, and there's a couple screw holes here where a bench sits across here. So I will be burdened as to engineering some kind of improvised way to support the bench on this end, because as far as I'm aware, I'm going to keep that. I did clean out the cushions and stuff pretty good for that and for these here. So this is turning into a longer video than I anticipated, but that's where I'm at with that. The bunk beds are here. Toilet I'm going to take off here in a minute. Broke this stupid thing whenever I pulled out, and I had it in the up position, and it caught on a tree branch, and 20-year-old fragile plastic snapped. So I've got a temporary cover over it. I'm going to get on somewhere and see if I can't get that replaced. It's like, what, 12 by 12 plastic skylight cover. That's about it. Wish me luck cutting this wall down, and we'll see you next time. Bye. So with the trailer being renovated and all the other things going on, we are having a pretty successful first year. One thing I didn't mention is that the land is currently leased out for hay, which I've met the gentleman who does that, and we've established communication in regards to all that, so that's going great. We also, we got a nice little lock for the trailer there, so that was one of my big things, is I didn't want it to be stolen, so I paid a third of what I paid for the trailer for the lock. So it's a dang nice lock. Proven Industries if you need a trailer lock. The trees are abundant, so I bought a nice chainsaw and used my first chainsaw to chop down my first tree. I cut it and didn't want to fall on its own, and sure enough, the battery died before I could finish the job that day, and come back a couple days later and Mother Nature finished the job. It fell over on its own, so I had a nice little windstorm do the job. But we also look forward to all kinds of sporting. Got a four-wheeler. You know the things. This video has gone on too long, but it's been a first establishment into this series, and I'm so thankful. We're so thankful. God is good to us. Sometimes you wonder how you get the things you get in life, and I don't. I know it's all from above. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up next time when there's a little more advancement. Take care.